I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laakson.
I am Francisco Cerundolo,
and
you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, we're back again. This time it's for the women's. We had the men's ones just moments ago, and this time we're in Seoul and we're in Tokyo for some quite interesting brackets. Obviously, we know that Raducanu back in action again. Didn't go too well for her in the last event, obviously in Slovenia, losing in her, second match. The first match, there was a sort of a retirement at 5-3 in the second set. And then her next match, she went out to Lena Friedsam, which was a bit disappointing, I have to say. And we've got Naomi Osaka's back as well. See if she can really pit herself against the best again after a poor performance at the US Open. So
the weird thing with Raducanu is in the match she lost to Friedsam, the first set which she lost, she had an injury. So she was complaining about an injury. And then the second set, she bageled her. So the injury went away. Third set, she lost that one. So the injury come back. I mean, come on. Just like...
Sounds like a mental injury.
It's just ridiculous. But however, Raducanu, of course, still very young. Still learning her trade. She's moved down to 83 in the world now. I was just going to check before we went live, actually. Osaka's one, because I think that's probably pretty similar, maybe a little higher, isn't it? 48. But both players really flying out of to where they could be if they're playing their maximum potential. But there's still plenty of events left to catch up, and especially on the women's tour, there's not that much separating sort of the top 50 athletes, and all it takes is a few good events and you'll be propelling yourself into the top 20 and beyond. So let's get into these ones. Another thing, it is a historic moment for GTL. I believe these are our first Asian events we've covered on the channel. Because, it's been cancelled mainly due to COVID the last few years, and they're pretty strict with it all. So the only event we did get to see was obviously the Tokyo Olympics, which we did cover. And one thing I can learn from that is the timings really suck. So I think it's going to be very difficult for us to ever cover any Asian events because it's completely opposite to us. Like, it's the worst timings. That's what I learned from the Olympics.
Yeah, they were terrible, those Olympic timings, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It just was what it was at the time. We just had to just deal with it. Not much you can do. We live in the UK. Unless there's some people in other time zones who are willing to give us a hand, then reach out. That's all we can say on that. Let's get into, I think we should do Japan first, because it's only fitting.
Where is it? In Tokyo?
It is indeed in Tokyo. And I believe it's called the...
It's not this one, mate.
I'm still sharing the old thing. Apologies. I'll just share the new thing. I thought I'd shared the new one. There we go. I've just been accumulating the other things. Right. It's only fitting.
Osaka won it.
That's what I mean. It's only fitting that we go here first because Osaka, the reigning champion from 2019, defeating Pavlyuchenkova there in the final. She was the finalist twice before that as well, but defeated Pliskova, defeating her in the final, which is pretty crazy.
Wozniacki.
Great to see her name on there. Wozniacki, a 3-time champion. She obviously loved it there in Japan.
I'm just trying to get this right. Is this the right one, though, Ben? Because this is when it was a Premier tournament. I'm not sure what it is now. Is it a 500?
This one is a 500 now, yes.
So that is a Premier, I believe. I get a bit mixed up with the women's, but I think Premier is 500. So that would make total sense. But yeah, let's get into some qualifiers. Do you have any?
Is that like a Premier in?
No, it's not that.
Right. Okay. The qualifiers to watch. Let's go through some of those for Tokyo. And the number one qualifier went out, Kawa, but knocked out by somebody I don't even know of, Muramatsu, who went out to then somebody else I don't know of called Saigo. So we've got some sort of unknowns in this, and this is someone 600 in the world who's qualified, a 21-year-old who's actually a world native. So that's good for Japanese tennis. Got someone 21, young, making it through the qualification.
Yeah, it's okay, but listen, they've not played anyone of any note, and quite honestly, the qualifiers are terrible. Looking at all of them now, none of them are any good whatsoever. I thought it was Siniakova, but it's not. It's Shinikova. Never heard of her.
Tricked you.
Tricked me for a moment. The only one of any note, Contreras Gomez, the number 2 seed. She could probably do something.
What about
Apart from
you?
that, no, not even you. Not
No.
very good. But as Gene's clarifying, yes, Premier equals 500. Thanks for that. Let's get into this one because the qualifiers nothing to talk about, and maybe fire through the first few rounds, Ben.
I think we should. Right, Paula Badoza. We've got here as a bye through the first round. We got Qinwen Zheng against
Ooh.
Misaki Doi. I'm going to go Zheng here.
Yeah, me too.
Doi, no mug though. Qiang Wang against Elise Mertens. I'm going to have Wang knocking out Mertens here.
I'm going to go Mertens.
Right, okay. We've got Claire Liu versus Risk Amatraj. I'm going to go...
Terrible event, Alison Risk last one. She went out first round.
I'm going to go Liu, I think.
I'm going to go Risk last time.
You have a win in the last event.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, Kudermetova with a bye. Kenin Contreras Gomez. Tough one, that one.
Well, that's the only qualifier of note, so it's unfortunate for Kenin. I'm going to go Contreras Gomez.
It's tough, really.
She's good, Contreras Gomez.
I'm going to go Kenin for the vibes. Come on, Kenin.
Mate, you can't just say for the vibes every time you pick a bad selection and then justify it for the vibes.
Well, it is a bit for the vibes.
I'm going to have Osaka to beat Saville, Maya to beat Nato, Rybakina to lose to Samsonova.
Ooh, I'm not. I'm going to have Rybakina to beat Samsonova.
I'll go Perez, Muguruza.
I have him Wang.
Pliskova, Martic, Zhang, and Garcia. Wow, Garcia's back. Didn't realise.
Yeah. Oof. Wow. Hopefully she plays a bit better than she did in the last match against Jabeur.
Unfortunately for you, mate, your number one is going out. I'm having Qinwen Zheng knocking Badoza out.
It's a real tough one. I don't know if have they played each other before.
I make Qinwen Zheng favourite in it as well.
I can't remember if they played each other before, but as part of me, no, they haven't. Okay, right. It's a real tough one for me. My heart says Badoza, my head says Zheng. I'm going to go with Badoza. I feel like if she turns it on, she can get it done. I'm not that convinced though about that selection.
I'll have Mertens, Kudermetova.
I'll have Wang.
I don't even know about this. Osaka Hadid Maya.
Kudermetova. I'm going to have Osaka.
I might have to, just because it's in Japan, but I think Hadid Maya pushes her to 3.
I don't think it matters that it's in Japan for you for that.
I think it does. No, listen, I was very close to Hadid Maya.
She didn't do that great in the last event. Hadid Maya.
Doesn't really matter. She's quality, and she can beat Osaka. One of the shining lights on tour. Probably could put her up there as the top 5 most improved women on tour this year.
Oh yeah, she's well up there. Right, Rybakina to beat Wang for me.
Samsonova to beat Perez, Muguruza to beat you, Pliskova to beat Martic, and Garcia to beat Zhang.
Yeah, sadly, all the seeds for me. Right, move to the top.
I'll have Qinwen Zheng beating Mertens.
Badoza beating Wang.
I've got Osaka to beat Kudermetova.
I don't. I have Kudermetova here.
Okay. I'll go Samsonova to beat Muguruza.
Rybakina to beat Muguruza.
Well, maybe Muguruza. I'm going to change it. I'm going to go Muguruza. And then I'm going to have Garcia to beat Pliskova.
Same.
From the bottom, then I'm going to go... No, from the top. This is really good. Qinwen Zheng, Osaka.
Completely different for me. I've got Kudermetova, Badoza. I think Kudermetova is going to get to the final.
I'm going to go Qinwen Zheng.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to have Garcia at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm having Garcia as well. Right, so we got You got Zheng, Garcia. I've got Kudermetova, Garcia. I feel like we're both going to go against Garcia here for some reason. I'm going to be having Kudermetova to win it.
I'm going to go Garcia to win. The reason being, I think she's got an easier half, more chances, and
Pliskova.
it's an easier half, the Garcia section.
Isn't she a champion, a previous champion?
I like Garcia's chances to win this event. Some people will say it was a bit disappointing how she bowed out to.
Was a bit.
Who was it?
Ons
Jabeur, but I think she just had a lot. She's had a bit of time off since the US Open, and she's going to be back to her best, I think.
Doi might knock out Zheng. You never know.
All right, so that's that one done. So we move on to the next.
Over to Korea and to Seoul. And this one, quite an interesting one. As you can see, no consistency on who wins this one over the years. It's a real pick'em. So go to town on your picks on this one. Make sure to download the tennis app, TNNS, and enter our league. Game to Love. It's the one at the top with all the people. And I think it's about 1,300 or 400 in there at the moment. Join in and maybe you can have some bragging rights and we'll shout you out in the next draw preview podcast.
Exactly that. And just looking at this draw, Raducanu's in there. I mean, what an opportunity to win it. I mean, what an opportunity to win a bracket. Yeah. There's some names in here who she should really be beating. I'll be shocked if she loses to. And this is just, if you're lacking confidence, you're lacking wins, go into Seoul and you can win it, I tell you, because all it takes is some of the better players to go out early, which could happen. She's got a chance of going all the way and winning this event. On paper, probably the strongest player.
Well, let's get to the qualifiers first before we go into Raducanu's breakdown. And a big shout out to somebody we've had on the podcast, Ankita Rayner, qualifying there, knocking out the number 3 seed from qualifying, Grammatikapoulou.
Yep.
Yeah, so very well done to her, making it through. Be keeping an eye out for her in the draw. Anyone else?
She got a wild card into the Chennai event because it being in India, which makes me think that her getting that wild card into the event gave her some confidence, what led into this one.
That's good.
It's weird how it works, but I think it's her winning in the qualifiers, because let's be honest, she's not been in good form.
No.
Is a large part to do with her getting a wild card in the last event. I think it's added a little bit of confidence to her game, and I'm really pleased with her because she's a nice girl.
Well, Grammatikapoulou has just won a challenger as well. So she's in good form. And to beat her, who's in good form, is a really good result for Ankita Rayner. So wishing her the best for this tournament. Not many others of note. We got Sharma and Cabrera, the other two in there. We Yana Fett as well. And a bit of a surprise package. Sun is qualified.
What about back?
Yeah, I guess that's a bit of a surprise package as well.
Dayan back. I don't even know who that is.
We got Sun. The only positive thing about that one is when they're winning, you can justify saying, "Go on, Sun." So that is one thing which can be noted. So anyway,
right, let's get into this one. So get the bracket up. We've got Ostapenko, Jeong first. I'm going to go Ostapenko. I'll have Gasanova beating Sharma. I think she had an alright first event the other week.
Yeah, she did. I will go the same.
I'm going to have Katie Swan beating Packett.
Go on, Swan.
I'm going to go Marino to beat Fett.
Nah, I'm going Fett.
Lynette. Oh, God, here they all are. Deja vu again. It's beat the odds. Lynette, Marino next to each other in the draw. Yeah, I'm going to have Lynette beating Hartano.
Yep.
Mladenovic to beat Park.
Yep.
Fruhvirtova to beat Wickmeyer.
I think so.
Uchiyama to beat Raducanu? Surely not.
Well, do we have to do a little bit of we have to take a little moment just to check on her opposition, surely, just to make sure. Will
Yeah,
she
it'd be
be
good to
okay
learn.
in it? Will she be okay in this event? Like, I mean, who is her opponent? What do we know about Moyuka Uchijima? I don't know much, but I will enlighten you hopefully now. She's 125 in the world. So she's only
Really? Well,
40 places, and I don't even really know much about her.
no, me too.
She's beaten Bonaventure and she's beaten Giacomo recently, and that was in the US Open qualifying.
Interesting. I didn't know much
Other
about her. She plays
she lost.
doubles as well, right? Yeah, she's been playing some doubles in Chennai
Okay. She didn't do
recently.
too well against Lynette in the last match. She got bageled by Lynette in Chennai. I'm going to go Raducanu. Come on, I can't not, can I?
Yeah, I'm going Radu as well. I'll have Bouchard to beat Maria.
She did all right in the last event, didn't she, Bouchard? She she beat an Indian, I believe, in India, which is not an easy thing. And Tandy isn't. She's pretty decent. She's up there with Arena. I think she's slightly higher than Reina as well. So I think she will beat Tatiana Maria as well.
Okay, I'll go Birrell to beat Hon, Ankita Rainey to beat Inglis,
I'm going Hon.
Zhu to beat Zhang, Blinkova to beat
going Reina.
Gracheva to beat Blinkova.
I'm going Zhu. Isn't Zhu the reigning champion here as well? Yeah, Zhu Lin is the reigning champion. So we'll be having Zhu to win that one.
I'll go Cabrera to beat Sun, and I'm going to go Dayon back to beat Han.
I mean, this one.
And Alexandrova to beat Mohammed.
Yeah, so I mean, back versus Han has got to be the pick of the first round for me. Right, moving up, we've got Ostapenko gassing over. I'm not gassing her up anymore. Ostapenko beats her.
Yep, I'll go Katie Swan to beat Marino.
I'm going to bet.
Okay, I'll go Lynette to beat Milanovic. This is where this is a big one. Linda Fruhvirtova, Emma Raducanu. I mean, that's the toughest match she can play, I feel.
Yeah, terrible.
Maybe it is it's not a great section for Raducanu. It could have been an easier one. We're having Lynette there and Fruhvirtova.
The only thing that plays into her favour is the fact that Fruhvirtova's just been all the way deep into another event, winning another event.
She's young as well. And not just, listen, people are talking about Raducanu. Oh, she's young, she's this, and her body, and give her time. If Linda Fruhvirtova just wins an event and then demolishes Raducanu, then maybe Raducanu needs to toughen up a little bit.
Maybe. Look at that. I mean, 17 years old. And just coming off the back of that win there, and you can see there who she's beaten over the past week. Peterson, Gracheva, Podoroska. Pretty good list, to be honest. Not bad. And claimed her first WTA title. So really good. I mean, she is the future, Fruhvirtova. We know that already. I'm really impressed with her at the US Open as well. So... we're going to have to make a decision, JG.
Who are you picking?
I think I'm picking Fruhvirtova.
I think I'm going to join you. Yeah, unfortunately for Emma, I think she's going to be heading out. I'm going to go Birrell to beat Bouchard, Zhu to beat Reina.
Not Bouchard. I'm going to have
Chamber
Zhu
to beat Cabrera, and Alexandrova to beat back.
Yes, indeed. I'm joining you. Right, let's move to the top. I think this is where it ends for you, sadly. You come all the way through qualifying. Ostapenko knocks you out.
Yeah, hopefully she's changed her outfit, Ostapenko, as well, and got rid of the leopard print.
Yeah, it's terrible, that.
Tassels. I'll go Linda Fruhvirtova to beat Lynette.
Well, it's a matchup. It's a final again.
Yep.
Playing each other again. Yeah, I'll have Fruhvirtova to beat her again.
I'll go Zhu to beat Birrell and Alexandrova to beat Gracheva.
Yep, I'm doing the same. So we've got
the same bracket, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, the same semi-finals, completely.
Yeah, I think it's nailed on.
I'm going to have Ostapenko beating Fruhvirtova.
I'm going to go Fruhvirtova. It's on a run. Yeah, let's do it.
She's young. I'm going to have Alexandrova to beat Zhu.
Nah, the reigning champ gets there again.
So this is where we've gone very different. Mine's a lot safer.
Zhu to the final again. Last year, beating Madlenovic there, convincingly bageling her in the final. this year. She's coming up against the young gun, the 17-year-old. Fruhvirtova goes back to back. She wins back to back events.
And beating Raducanu as well. That'll be huge for Fruhvirtova. She'll climb up the rankings nicely as well. I'm going Ostapenko to win this one. I think the draws just looks too nice for her.
It's good.
She's a good player when she's on, and I think Ostapenko has a little bit too much. But in terms of a dark horse, I think we both agree Linda Fruhvirtova has got to be the dark horse, unseeded and so dangerous. Like
so dangerous.
One of the most promising young talents. I know we had King Wing Zhang a second ago. She's looking really good on the other tournament. Her, Fruhvirtova, I think they're the players who we're going to be talking a lot more about on this podcast.
Yeah,
they have ability to win some things.
Well, Gary's just jumping in saying, I just came in late and I don't see how Fruhvirtova plays this tournament. Do we know if she'll be there? Well, she's only 17, Gary. Hopefully she still has a little bit of more energy left in the tank. I've seen other players play back-to-back-to-back tournaments. Ask Casper Ruud. He'll probably tell you he's coming back-to-back.
Gary means more the logistics of getting there.
Maybe.
So let's have a look. So she's played just now in
India.
How far's India to Korea?
What? So we want to see a flight. India to South Korea. Flight time. 7 hours. Not too bad.
It's quite long.
Well, I thought it was going to be like 10 or something, or maybe more. But 7's not too bad for a flight, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess so. It's manageable, but
she's young.
She may be a bit jet lagged.
Mate, at 17, do you ever get jet lagged? Come on, you're ready to go.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's wrap up there. Thanks for joining us on these ones. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Good luck in all your brackets, and we'll be covering maybe some of the matches towards the end of the week for sure.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we've got some podcasts coming up, and we're also going to be doing some stuff on the Laver Cup as well. So make sure to join us for that.
Indeed. And if you really want to help support the channel and you want some great content, sign up to our Patreon where you can watch Challenge JG Episode 2. There's some great bants in it and some great tennis as well.
Less of the great tennis, but thanks for watching nonetheless, and see you very soon.
See you guys.